This is Kathy Chase. As far as the public display of immaturity and irrationality, or unable to be rational, to problem solve ineffectively by certain people. The whole event of my exploitation was planned, obviously. The sign language I learned of the I love you hand symbols is you point to yourself, then you cross your arms over your chest, similar like an X. You cross your arms over your chest is love, and then you point to the other person, you. That's sign language for I love you. That was incorporated into their little sign game, their little Simon Says crap. The toes, tic-tac-toes, X's and O's, as I talked about. The railroads have X's on them, and then, which has nothing to do with me. Toes and X's and O's and mistletoe and X's and O's and hugs and kisses and you know how they call me yellow or a boy. False. There's different chromosomes in a boy and a girl, X's and Y's and all this other stuff, and that's how they got, their little game going. I don't know what the other one is, X and Y and XXY or something. I don't remember what they are. There's 3 different letters in the chromosomes. One of them is X and one of them is Y. But the word boy in itself has B-O as in initials, or Bobo, my dead cat from the fire, Bobo the clown, Jojo the clown, and all the bows and arrows and broken bow in Nebraska and Valentine, Nebraska, and so on and so forth. But as far as my message to the government agencies is concerned, it's not my fault that people don't want to be adults and act mature and play social games because of whatever their issues may be. You can't when you're supposed to be doing a job, you're supposed to do it without favor and without being just cruel and mean. The definition of middle, mean, medium, and mode, and all that other stuff. Anyways, instead of insulting me and calling me all these names and abusing me and putting fear into me, my message to government agencies is that they could have helped me and made up something later, and something we could both agreed on, instead of insulting me and insulting me and insulting me and insulting me. And that's not appropriate behavior. I still see people on television wearing their frickin' yellow. Yellow, I don't know where they get this yellow. If you don't know what you're going to have when you're going to have a baby, you buy yellow clothing for them, and so on and so forth. And then I have to scream, I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream, because they're trying to censor me and all this other stuff. But as I said, it's not my fault that, I tried. I thought, well, they still kind of waited. I just kind of thought, well, maybe they'll help me and we'll figure out something later that we can both agree on. Instead, they just keep abusing me irrationally, when I'm the one that they need to talk to. They're talking to me in like they're kindergarten or first grade. That's inappropriate behavior. You don't talk about people and slander them and to try to, so you're setting a horrible example, not only for in public relations for America, but just to the entire world. It's just horrible. You don't spread slander and defamation of character because of your integrity problems and your lack of good judgment. I'm not responsible for things that have happened to me in my life, but I don't need to be double punished over and over and over. I'm not even double punished. I'm punished for things that have happened to me in my life, and that's not right. That's not appropriate, and I'm tired of, spending all my days worrying about survival because people don't want to play that I'm not real, or I'm a fairy tale, or you're once upon a time thing, and you're crazy for even thinking that way. Where's your human compassion? Where's your inability or your ability to focus on setting a good example to people? Bullying on one person and their children is setting a horrible example. Beyond that, the other examples you're setting to, human rights and other things is just horrible. It's just, as I said, they got the X thing and the X's and O's and things from the X and Y chromosome, and that's how they formulated my foot, I guess. But, tic-tac-toe, tick on a clock, and then, my baby book, and they think they can put a time frame on my life because I've been a victim pretty much all my life. I just didn't know about it until recent years, and when I started finding out, that's when I started getting attacked. So, anyways, I'm outside right now. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but you can hear the birds, but you can hear the woodpeckers. The woodpeckers? Woody Woodpecker? Anyways, I'm not fake. I'm not a fairy tale. I'm not a cartoon. And your lack of compassion and your inability to effectively problem solve, and your inability to take responsibility for your own jobs is not my problem. I've given you plenty of opportunities to be fair. How the game goes, how the saying goes, play fair and square. Well, they don't want to play fair and square. They want to play unfair, and they want to square away my life as if I'm just he says I'm nothing, evidently, on his Facebook, zero, and blames me for his problems as, not effectively managing money. I don't know where $800 billion went. I don't know. I have no idea. It's not my problem. I tell you, there's a lot of things you can do with $800 billion. And the middle class should be doing pretty good right now with $800 billion. And the economy would have boomed if checks would have went out big time with $800 billion, if you would have put that into the people's pockets, rather than all this other weird stuff you try to do with it. Anyways, that's just my opinion. But, as far as, I'm not even concerned because it's not my job. You don't blame your jobs on my life if you have a failure. Okay? Because I'm a person who has good intentions unto people. I have good ideas, I think, about how you can go about making money without hurting people. I know that for sure. You don't have to hurt people to make money. You don't have to insult people to look better than other people, because it doesn't make you look better. That makes you look insecure. That makes you look pathetic. That doesn't make you look good when you insult somebody, because you have no compassion for other people and other human beings and their families. And that's not my fault. I'm a good person. I have I think I have a lot of good qualities. I'm not perfect. There's no such thing as perfect. But, I know better. I know right from wrong as far as how you treat other people. And I know what they've done to me is very wrong. And it's not my fault. So, as far as, slandering me, and keeping this vicious cycle going with the objective of murder, those that have those objectives. All I can say is that that's not it. That's not effective. When you can have your own personal feelings about me, but you can't hold them against me. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're not being rational and civil, and you look crazy to the public. I'm saying that you could have, instead of making up all the slandering me all this time, you could have hurried up and helped me, and then we could have agreed upon something later on. But you know, all I have to say to you is, if you have something to say about me, you say it to my face. You bring on the media, say it to my face. If you've got the guts. If you've got the guts to slander me behind my back, I think it's pathetic. But if you have the guts to slander me behind my back and not to my face, then what are you saying about yourselves? I'm saying, you want to say something to me, you can say it to my face. You don't have to play childish games of kindergarten or preschool. I'm very mature. I'm very rational. I have good problem-solving skills. I know how to work with people. I know how to negotiate. Qualities that, people in certain positions should have. It's a requirement. It should be a requirement. And if you don't have those skills, then I don't know what to tell you, because people are going to think you're crazy if you don't. You don't pick on a mother and her children. You look for other ways. You look for other ways no matter what. No matter what your person... I don't care if you don't like me. I never did anything to you to dislike me. And you don't just say, well, I'm going to kill you because I don't like you. Or whatever. That's horrible. It's mafia. That you don't do that to people. And we won't even talk about all the money you've made off my life, because you will never admit to that. But you know what? Other people know. And that's all that matters. And all I can say is that, I've tried to work with you. I've tried to be negotiable. I've tried to meet you halfway, so to speak. But you refuse, and you're setting a poor example for public relations, not only nationwide but worldwide. So, that's all I have to say for now. This is Kathy Chase. One other thing I'd like to say is that, I've never killed anybody, and it's not my little game of kill other people or kill somebody or whatever. I find that that process is illegal, because there's no trial. There's no ongoing trial. You want to have a public trial, well, have a real public trial based on your accusations or your whatever. But diversion won't work. And all I said is, I've given you plenty of opportunities to be reasonable, and it's not my fault that you choose not to be. This is not my game. It's your game, because I'm saying, be rational, be reasonable, stop your game. Game stop, whatever. Stop your whatever. You say it's political. I say it's not, because there's nothing political about picking on people. And it's not my fault. People wanted to play last one in the rotten egg or whatever. I'm not an egg, okay? I'm not a bird and all that other stuff. But it's not my fault that people are stubborn, okay? If you'd stop being stubborn, it'd be different. If you just learn that that's not how people really work in society, you try to negotiate and be as reasonable and rational as possible. And you look for solutions versus problems. And that's just how America, and that's how normal society needs to work. Because it won't work if you don't be reasonable and rational with your approaches. I'm a good person, as I said. I'm not one that wants to have confrontation just like these other people. They want to create confrontation and conflict. And that's not what I'm about. I'm a peaceful person, not meaning I'm a bird, that meaning you rest in peace, as in killing me. But I'm a person that sends a good message that you don't hurt other people. To get what you want, you don't hurt other people to try to make yourself bigger and better, or whatever. I'm not playing power struggles, red lights once again on and so forth. But I'm not playing your game. I'm way mature. I'm very, very mature. I'm rational, and I'm saying, this is your decision to not act appropriately, to not be lawful. That's your decisions, and you can't do that. So I've been giving you, plenty of opportunities to reconsider being irrational. Okay? So anyways, this is Kathy Chase, and I'm not the same as these other people, obviously. I'm not after killing people or hurting people or looking for excuses to hurt other people. I'm just scared all the time. I'm abused all the time. And I'm tired of living this way when I want a normal life just like everybody else.